so empty. The only thing I can see is my own silhouette.
Hi guys, this is Kayla. I can't have her in here too long. She cannot watch TV, causes seizures. She cannot be around bright lights, blinking, things like that. But as long as the lights are on, I just can't have her in here for too long. Kayla, can you look up at the screen? Can you do that? Can you say hi? Hey guys. I want to ask you a question, and I want you to take it seriously. What if YouTube was your only way of connecting with the world? It's an interesting question, isn't it? I know there's a lot of people out there that suffer from disabilities, and some are introverts. They don't like to leave the house. And then there are some that are single moms with children and some disabled. I particularly, in my situation, have been in a marriage where things didn't work out, and been left to care for my children by myself. And I'm making this video for you guys, but I'm also making it for me. A lot of you ask me what's wrong with my daughter, and I'm not ashamed of her. I love her. She's gorgeous, but my life has been forever altered. All those dreams, and I still have them. I still have dreams. So many of them. But I woke up one day and I was no longer in my 20s, no longer in my 30s, and I don't even have a best friend outside of YouTube. I don't. I have no girl friends, and except for those that I've met on YouTube or social media in some way. Once in a while I meet up with some people right around the corner at happy hour, and that's all I can do because I can't go far. No vacations, nothing like that. So I want you to ask yourself, because anytime you hear stories like this, one, they're turning you off and you're not even going to pay attention to it. Or two, you've been in a situation where you have felt like I do, and you do listen intently. Don't feel sorry for me. I do not want you to feel sorry for me in any way. I'm educating you, sharing with you, just like an alcoholic would share in an AA meeting. You learn from hearing about other people and other stories, and it makes you appreciate what you have in life so much more. So I'm going to give you the rundown, and everyone's got a story. Abuse, bullying, all that. I've been through it, and but my life changed forever. Wednesday, March 18th, 2009. That was the day my daughter was diagnosed with something called tuberous sclerosis. She had just turned a year old on March 7th of that year. And I remember hearing that news like it was yesterday. It was a punch in the stomach. You couldn't breathe. And the doctor said, well, we missed it for all these reasons. And I told them, she was my third child at that point. I said, I feel like I can't get to know her. Something isn't right. And she started having these involuntary movements. And I said they were seizures. And the doctor said to me, how do you even know what a seizure looks like? I don't know. She's moving, and she's constantly moving, and you can tell she doesn't want to hit her head against her crib when she's doing it. So maybe you might want to look into this, And they didn't want to. But when we did go to radiology a few weeks before we found out the diagnosis, well, I say we, it was me and my daughter. And my other two children were at school. We went for the CT scan. When I got home, my house phone rang. And I was like, it was a 20-minute drive. They're like, we don't want you to freak out, but there's a shadow on her brain. And I was like, I'm sorry? They said, can you bring her for an emergency MRI? We were in Florida at the time, so I went from Spring Hill, Florida to St. Petersburg, Florida, to a place called All Children's Hospital, so we could have this emergency MRI. And then I had to wait like 2 weeks before we got the results, and they were sent over to the neurologist we had at the time. And then her dad actually showed up for that appointment. Of course, he used it as a reason to get into drugs and alcohol even more. And we were not even really together at that point anymore. I was always doing what I could. I had the energy and I had the fight in me at that point. And I busted my butt. This child was a year old, but I was still nursing her. She did not want a bottle. She did not want to deal with anything to do with other than mom's milk. She didn't care about nothing else. And she was a beautiful baby. She was the biggest baby I had, 7 pounds, 11 ounces. And she's the smallest child right now at 50 pounds and 11 years old. But anyway, I went through years of searching and researching and different doctors and different methods and different things to help control these seizures that kept getting worse. She said her first word, and I'll never forget that. She said, baby. She's never said mama but once. And I think that she was mimicking what somebody else said. I'll take it, though. I mean, she did say shit once, and I was like, oh my God! You know, like, only child that can curse, and I'd be okay with it, right? So, the years passed, and I still had high hopes, you know, for her. And she was a toe walker, and it got worse and worse over time. And we found out she had 2 tumors back here and 1 here, so she was kind of off balance, and her brain is bizarre. And anybody looks at it, you know. I drove all the way to Miami to a doctor that looked like Doogie Howser, but I figured, you know, he's fresh out of medical school, maybe he can help, and they don't know much about it. 1 in 6,000 are born with what she has, and not everyone is a severe case. She's more on the severe side. Doctors will say she's mentally retarded. The doctor told me the day he broke the news to me that if she lives to be an adult, I was like, I'm sorry? What did you just say? Okay. This child didn't sleep because she had seizures. She didn't sleep. It was crazy. She cried a lot. And the doctors, it took them 3 years just to take me seriously about the lack of sleep. I've been up for days at a time, you know? It was ridiculous. And finally, you know, they gave her something to help her sleep. We tried to get medical equipment through her insurance because she would have to sleep next to us because she was like having a 1.5-year-old. She'd get up and put everything in her mouth and all this stuff. So I'd be like, you know, while I was sleeping, which I never really slept good. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to go back to college. I'm going to figure things out. I'm going to still make something of myself. These are my babies. I do everything I can for them, but I got to take care of me too, you know? So I did. And in 2011, I went back to school and I loved it. It was hard. Oh my gosh, it was hard. I had to do it at home because I could not leave my house. I rarely left my house. I had to take my kids everywhere with me. When one of them was sick, and we had to go to the hospital, we all had to get in the car. That's just how it went. Everywhere we went, unless they were at school, that was it. I couldn't get childcare for Kayla, you know. Couldn't leave my house, basically. And the only time I've left my house is to go food shopping. Now I get my groceries delivered because it's easier. Or to go to the bar down the street because I can't go far. I don't have the means to have someone watch her and have a nurse around all the time. So I want to take my kids to Disney World. I can't, you know. We've taken her to Florida and not on vacation because I actually have to bring my oldest daughter down to see her father. And God, it's amazing the insensitivity too that people have. But I'm not going to get into all that. She looks out the window and she sees us, and you have to pull over. You got to take care of it. Imagine doing that and then trying to do it by yourself with 2 other kids in the car. My oldest is on his own. So I have 3 at home, and Kayla is the one that's disabled. So I started YouTube, and I thought, well, maybe I could bring in some extra money, and because I have to work from home. I graduated, and I have many different degrees, many different talents, but I can't work outside of the home. I've been fired because I've had to leave jobs because my daughter's had a seizure. They said, well, let's put her in regular school. If she's got a seizure that lasts longer than 3 minutes, they call you to come pick her up. You know, it's like, and then people look at you like, oh, well, we can't keep you here anymore. So I've had jewelry businesses, I've had makeup businesses, I've done so many different things from home to earn money to take care of these kids. And, you know, it's hard. Talk about depression and anxiety. Woo-wee. Talk about not having a friend there with you. Someone that understands. And I've had a few people in my life that I've had okay conversations with and some good talks with. But most of my friends that care about me are on YouTube. When I started YouTube, it was because I love makeup, and I loved watching all of the makeup videos. And it was just so exciting to me because for years I was in an abusive relationship while I was also taking care of my kids, and I wasn't allowed to wear makeup. So for a long time, I forgot how to do it, you know, when I got back into it. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna do this YouTube channel, and I'm gonna start this. And I didn't really pay too much attention to uploading and figuring things out because it is a full-time job. You know, it's something that you really need to have a goal in mind. What do you want to do? What do you want to tell your audience? What do you want to create? How do you want to help people with this? You know, and that's my goal. Those are things that I want to do. I like giving you guys tips. People ask, I'm 41 years old. People ask me, how do you stay young? I can show you what I do. You know, I hope it helps you. And I'm the first one to help anybody because I know what it's like to not have help at all. I had to pay someone to watch my kids for an hour so I could do homework. And that was a church friend years ago. It was like, yeah. So anyway, I've been taken advantage of. I've been through so much crap that I'm sure a lot of you can relate to. But when it comes down to Kayla, she needs care all of the time. And I get so busy, and then I'm so sad. I'm so, so sad. And when I'm sad is when I will look to YouTube and share out someone's video or leave them a super long comment or do something for someone else because I know what it's like to not have help. And I've had some great people on YouTube send me things in the mail. I mean, that's just, it's more than anyone in my life at times have done for me. And I thank you for that. I'm not the one that says I want to be famous, you know? I want to help people and I have goals, you know, lots of them, which I don't want to share all right now. I mean, I'd love to create makeup. I would love to become an influencer. And I do have an audience that I influence. And I take that very seriously. If there's a product out there that I like, that I know it's going to help you and you have the same problem I do, I'm going to share it with you. I've shared all of my secrets and I don't have a problem doing that. And people will learn from that. And then you're looking at their channel and they've gotten so much bigger than you and you're like, wow. But that's great. I'm happy for them. I just keep wondering when I'm going to be able to go on vacation with my kids, when I'm going to be able to have a normal life. I don't think that I will have anything normal at all. But I don't have the support system that I need. I have a few good people in my life. I do. But I've never had the kind of friends that I've been to other people. And I think there's a lesson learned in everything. So with Kayla's seizures, she's regressed. She's nonverbal. She eats with her hands. She has about 12 specialists. Her condition causes tumors to grow in your major organs. So she has to have a specialist for her eyes, for her head, for her heart, for kidneys, for lungs, all those things. She has to, I'm trying to get braces for her feet because she walks on her toes and she runs around like she's an amazing kid. She's a lot of work. It's like having a newborn forever and then some, because even a newborn is easier to take care of because of their size. And when they're healthy, they sleep regularly and all those things. That does not happen here at all. So me being on YouTube gives me the chance to be me. It gives me the chance to share about myself with you guys. And then I feel like I'm talking to someone. You know? These are things I would not tell my parents because nobody gets it, you know? And I don't usually share information. It's not because I don't want to. And I'm getting a little better at it. But it's because I don't want people to look at me and feel bad for me. And I don't really care if people judge me, to be honest with you. That doesn't bother me. I've gotten negative comments on videos before, and it's like, all right, dude, whatever. You know, I have a pretty thick skin, so it doesn't matter. There's so much more in my life I could be worried about than you not liking me. So it's just like, okay, you know, whatever. And that's that. But I do like bringing joy to people. I really do. And I love engaging and interacting with all of you. And those of you that have taken the time to get to know me, I appreciate that so much. You are my friends. I do consider my subscribers my friends. There's a lot of people on YouTube that just want support. They want to be famous. They want other things. And then there's some that just are there for you. And I love that. I crave that. I want that normal life. And I get it through YouTube. So yeah, do I want to make something of myself? I'm already in the process of doing it. I'm 41 now, and who knows? It might happen tomorrow. It might happen a couple years from now. But I've got to keep moving. I am a survivor, that's for sure. And I'm sorry, I needed a minute. I wonder, though, when is it my turn to be appreciated and loved unconditionally? I want that. I need that. I pray all the time. All the time. And I talk to God. And many of you may not believe in God, and that's okay. That's your choice. That's your decision. But I would not have gotten through what I've been through without praying, without YouTube. Things got so bad for me. That's why I started my channel. I needed a way to the outside world besides going to happy hour and getting drunk once in a while, because that is temporary and you're surrounding yourself with some okay people, but then there are some that you really should not be around. But imagine not going to church because there's no nurse there, you know, like not being able to take two of your kids to Chuck E. Cheese because you don't have somebody around to do it. And then there's when you have children and you're a single mom, there's never enough money. It's just never going to happen the way that, you know, it's not when, and you think, you know, you're preparing yourself by going to college and doing this and doing that, you know, you're going to be fine. And you're giving yourself the best opportunity to do that, only to be slapped in the face like over and over and over and over and over by events you can't control. Yeah, that's me. That's happened several times. Am I an intelligent bitch? Absolutely. Am I a hard worker? You bet. Have I given 110%? Yes, daily. Will I continue to do that? Yes. Do I continue to have breakdowns? Well, I get so busy I have to schedule them sometimes. But yeah, I'm going to continue to do it. I hope that this video has helped you learn a little bit about my daughter. I don't like to talk about her prognosis. I don't like to say that she's not going to make it to be an adult, because I feel like new medicines, new things. I've even had my kid's stem cells saved, is just to make sure that if it could save her one day, you know? And I choose not to bring that negativity in my life. I choose not to receive that. And there are people in my life that are like, oh, you really think, you know, that you're going to be able to do this or you're able to do that? I'm like, you know what? Don't shut down my dreams. Don't. Because anything can happen and anything is possible. So now to end this video, I'm going to bring her in so you guys could meet her. And my friends, Kayla, look. Come on, give them a smile. Give them a smile. Kayla turns 12 March 7th. Kayla, say hi. Say hey. Hey. Oh, the doggy wants to come in now. Come on, say hi. Please. Kayla, I want you. Are you okay? Is your heart racing? You're not going to seize on me, are you? Please don't. I would cry. Look. Look up. Not in the mood to talk, huh? Nah, not having it? Can you say goodbye to everyone? Can you? So maybe next time I'll talk. Come on, girly. Don't touch my brushes now. Don't be doing it. Don't put your fingers in my makeup. Just put it in her mouth. That won't be good. Are you going to say something? I'm waiting for you to. Can you say something? Can you? Say hey? Hey! Hey! You don't want no part of this, do you? I promise you, she does get more active than that. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. I hope that me sharing my thoughts and my feelings have encouraged some of you out there to never give up on your dreams. Keep moving forward with what you want and always have the right motive. I really think that when you do, good things will come and snatch you up. And I appreciate that very much, that you are all here watching this, and I love you.
Clock is ticking, but there's no time for me. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe trying to protect your soul. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight.